Good morning. It's Saturday, the 6th of May. We're coming to you from outside Westminster Abbey on this historic coronation morning, where in just a few hours, King Charles III will officially be crowned monarch, 70 years after his mother, Queen Elizabeth II. People from around the world have been arriving in London to witness a ceremony that has remained largely unchanged for 1,000 years. We'll take you through how the day is going to unfold. Now, the formal celebrations will begin at around 10:20 a.m. with a procession from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Abbey. In a break from tradition, King Charles and the Queen Consort will be in the Diamond Jubilee State Coach rather than the older Gold State Coach. The coronation ceremony is due to begin at 11 a.m. The King has opted for a smaller, shorter and more diverse ceremony than his mother's in 1953. There'll be around 2,000 invited guests inside the Abbey, including members of the royal family, as well as politicians, world leaders and foreign monarchs. And then around midday, the King will be officially crowned. The Archbishop of Canterbury will place St Edward's crown on the King's head, and the Abbey bells will ring for 2 minutes. Trumpets will sound and gun salutes will be fired across the UK. Afterwards, Queen Camilla will be anointed, crowned and enthroned in a simpler ceremony. The King and Queen will then return along the same route to Buckingham Palace, this time travelling in the 260-year-old Gold State Coach that has been used in every coronation since William IV's in 1831. King Charles and Queen Camilla will continue the tradition of greeting crowds from the balcony of Buckingham Palace. It's not being confirmed which other members of the royal family will join them. Then, weather permitting, that all-important weather, there will be a 6-minute flypast involving members of the Army, the Royal Navy and Royal Air Force, culminating in a display by the Red Arrows. So that's how the day is panning out. Our royal correspondent, Nicholas Witchell, has been taking a look at the last-minute preparations for today's celebrations.
Westminster Abbey is ready. The Coronation Theatre, where the most sacred parts of the service will take place, has been constructed. At its centre, the coronation chair, where the King will be anointed and crowned. It will be the most complex service to take place in the Abbey since the last coronation 70 years ago. The military are ready after rehearsals through the streets of London at the dead of night and weeks of drill. In total, some 7,000 members of the armed forces will be on parade. And the King is ready for the most important moment since he acceded to the throne 8 months ago. Last night, he and other members of the royal family were meeting some of the 100 or so heads of state who've travelled to London to attend the coronation. The order of service has been published for the coronation of their Majesties King Charles III and Queen Camilla. There's been some last-minute revision to the homage of the people. The Archbishop will now say, "I now invite those who wish to offer their support to do so, with a moment of private reflection by joining in saying 'God save King Charles' at the end, or for those with the words before them, to recite them in full." It then sets out the 24 words of the homage. An earlier version had been more strident in tone. Things haven't always gone smoothly at coronations. It's a complicated service. The monarch has several changes of robes, and there's all the regalia to present in the right order. But for the coronation of King Charles, the Abbey is confident everything will go to plan.
This service is rehearsed. It's really rehearsed, we've had a certain amount of practice in making sure that things are the right way round. I can't promise on the day that something will be a bit challenging, but I think this is going to be wonderful.
It is the King's wish that this Christian service, rooted in 1,000 years of royal history, should be inclusive and embrace people of other faiths. The diversity will be subtle but heartfelt. It is the coronation of the United Kingdom's monarch, a king committed to serve all his people. Nicholas Witchell, BBC News.